Hello, it's Dunstan, and today I want to talk to you about human design. I want to ask you the question: is this something that could benefit you to learn about? Now, as with anything that creates real change, the human design system it's not something that you're just going to, you know, get a little tidbit and it's going to change your life. Like anything, it requires an investment of time and focus and curiosity to discover if it's something that's going to reap benefits for you. What I do know is that everyone I know who's invested time and energy into it has found it really useful. I certainly have. I've learned how to I've just learned how I work and how I don't work. And I spent so much of my life thinking that I should be living, I should be having the same experience that other people were having. And discovering human design just helped me to see, well, actually, we're all different. Everybody is so, so different from each other. And of course, we have some similarities, but also a lot of differences. So, hi, and thanks for watching. Thanks for dropping in. So, I want to just break down a little bit of who should or who could benefit. I mean, no one should do anything, but who could benefit from learning about human design. And at the end, I'm going to share a little bit about something that I am offering if you would like to learn human design with me. So, for example, I'm a projector and we are here to be guides. Greatest talent is something that when we're recognized and invited, when someone says, please, can you guide me with this thing, that's when we can do our best work. We can help other people to get clarity and just come more into alignment with who they really are. So, who's it for? Look, this is for someone who is curious about themselves. If you feel like you already know yourself 100% or you feel like actually you're too old to change or you don't want to change or you don't want any fresh insights, then this is not for you. But if you are someone who's curious and open to gaining insights and learning how to be more in alignment with yourself, then human design is a very powerful tool. Now, in human design, there's your design of who you really are, and you can see that from the body graph. So this is about study of two things and how those two things weave together. It's really about study of yourself and study of the system and seeing how these two things fit together, right? It's not just about saying you should be like this because this is what your body graph says. If you've never seen a body graph, if you want to get started, if you want to look up your own body graph, just look up human design online and have your date and time of birth ready, and you can just look up your design. The more accurate your time of birth, the better. But look, who is this for? I'm talking about being flexible, and I know that I've gotten to know myself better in the last 5 years, really being in with human design. Than I have previously. It's like from 40 to 45, I've really been studying this and been open to it and been experimenting more and more deeply with it. So this is not for someone who wants to be told all the answers. It's not for someone who wants to have an external authority telling them what to do. And that doesn't matter whether that's me or whether that's what other people in the world are saying, or whether it's what the government says you should do. Of course, these are all inputs that we take in, but it's about discovering what is true for you. And it's about relaxing into just being yourself and discovering, how do I operate? And it's not a solo game. It's all about your relationships and your interactions with other people. So to start with, there's 4 basic types, but it goes into a whole load more detail. Now, again, this is not for someone that just wants to take in a load of information. Now, there is a lot of detail in human design, but like with anything, to be effective and to be, powerful with this system, it's all about learning the basics really well. So, for example, for me as a projector, my strategy is to wait to be invited. And it's not like you just read that once and then you go, oh yeah, now I know how it works. It's like an ongoing meditation. It's like, how can I wait for invitation better? How can I pick these good invitations that come to me? So I wrote a few things down here. This is not for you if you think, hey, we're all the same. Everybody is the same. We're all, exactly alike. Everyone knows that we're different. And, we go through life in very, very different ways. And if you want to explore that, then this is a great tool. There are other tools as well, but this is a fantastic tool. It's all about the differentiation. It's about the way that spark has come into human form in you and what you're here for. And there's many different tools with human design, many different angles to this. So, what else? It's what I'll talk a little bit about what I want to offer here, what I'm offering, and if this is something that you want to go in a bit deeper with, and you'd like me to guide you, then I am available for that. I am here to be a guide, and I'm still very much learning this system after 5 years, but I am good at guiding people with the basics and helping them to get started. So, if you think this might be for you, just drop me a line and we can talk about it. But my style is very much about looking for examples for how you can apply this. So right now, it's such a powerful time to get to know ourselves. I don't know about you, but I felt in myself, and I've noticed in the people around me, that right now it's a time when fear is bubbling up to the surface. Whatever fear there is left in us, we can really see it. And we can see it in other people as well. As a projector, that's one of my superpowers, is to really be able to see things very clearly. And that's one of the things that means that we as projectors can be very powerful guides. So it's not for someone who wants to blame other people. It's not for you if it's Donald Trump's fault, or if it's, Scott Morrison's fault, or if it's Boris, whatever his name is, fault. It's not for you if you want to blame someone else. It's not for you if you want it to be your parents' fault or society's fault. In each of the designs, we have indicators how we can know if we're off track. So, as a projector, for me, if I feel bitterness, it's the way that I know that I'm out of alignment, and I can then use that to bring me back into alignment. So in human design, we have the true self and then the not self, and it's all about learning and experimenting and coming back to figuring out, well, who really am I? And how can I give my gifts, and what circumstances are needed for me to really give my gifts to others? So I'm not going to go too much into all the different types and all the different details, but I am running a course that's something that you might want to participate in. So if you're interested in doing a course, there will be a financial commitment. And at this time, I know that some people are struggling and do not have income. So there will be a financial commitment, but money will not be a reason for anyone to be turned away. So if you want to do this, talk to me, and we can work any of that out. What I want to do is, who's it for? It's for someone who could be brand new to this system and is like, yeah, actually, this sounds like I'd like to get to know myself in that regard. I'd like to find out. It could be that you've heard of human design, but you didn't really know what it meant, and you look at the body graph with all the lines and squares and triangles and numbers, but you don't know what it means, and you'd like to know what it means. Now, please, this is not for someone who wants to kind of feel like they can do a short course and then it's done. This is an introduction. This is to help you begin your journey with human design, and to start doing those experiments. Start to look at how you make decisions, and start to look back in your past at what decisions worked out well for you, and start to look forward at well, how can I use these tools to make better decisions in your life? So one brief example would be me deciding that, for the first 4 months of this year so far, I've spent most of my time in Thailand, and looking back at the decisions that I made that led to the timings of my arrival, with my visa, flight that got cancelled, all this stuff has ended up perfectly for me being exactly where I wanted to be. I could not be in a better place right now for me than where I am right now. And when I look back on how I made those decisions, I made really good decisions. I didn't know at that time what was going to happen, but I was able to use what I've learned with human design just to relax and make good decisions and be in alignment with myself. And that ended up to me being here, where, I could have ended up somewhere else in Thailand where there's restrictions and I can't kite surf. I could have ended up back in England with nothing really to do, again with some restrictions. And of course we have restrictions here also, but it's not stopping me from really enjoying life and really, being happy with where I am. So that's just one little example of something where this human design has really helped me. So it's going to be a way to dip into different aspects of human design. And I'm going to pick out certain fun aspects of human design. And, it's also going to be, depending on who comes in, we're going to make sure that you get something really juicy that you can implement, that you can use. And also that you start to get familiar with this system that is human design. So if there are any questions, just let me know, and I will either answer them now live or I can answer them at a later point when I look at the comments. Inese is just asking me, is there anything new that I can notice about you that you haven't noticed yet? Well, I'm noticing that you're asking good questions. Something that we could explore, Inese is an emotional projector, so same basic type as me, but a very different way of making decisions. So, Inese, I'd love to know from you, what have you discovered? Inese's been studying human design for some time, so I'd love to know what you feel that what has opened up for you recently with your design. And if there's no other questions, then let's wrap that up there. Thanks everyone for dropping in and listening. This is a bit of an adventure for me to be sharing this human design. It's not going to be a serious course. It's going to be a bit of fun. So if you need it to be very serious, this is not for you. If you want to have a bit of fun, if you don't need to take yourself too seriously, if you're willing to laugh at the times when you've made mistakes in your life and how it got you to here and the things that you learnt along the journey, then this is for you. And if you resonate with my style and what I'm doing here, then just trust yourself to make a good decision on that, or discuss it with me. Part of this thing about making decisions is, sure, we all have an inner authority according to human design. There's actually 7 different types of inner authority, different ways to make decisions. Ultimately, it's all about finding your truth, which is inside of your body. Some of these processes take a bit longer, but in any case, you can ask questions or just let me know if you're interested and I will keep you in the loop. So I'm going to wrap that up there for now. Thanks again for watching, and very much looking forward to having this little journey. Remember that in these exceptional times when it's like we're in a pressure cooker, things are a lot more intense. It can be a bumpy ride, and it can also be a lot easier to notice patterns based on the fact that things are becoming a lot clearer to see what's actually happening. Thank you so much for watching. Do just drop me a message. Private message is the best way, or leave me a comment down below if this is something you want to know more about, and if you'd like to discuss that. And I'm going to sign off now. I hope I've been able to shed a little bit of light for you on Human design, a very powerful system, and it's really one of my top 5 tools in my quiver. It's been my main tool for a lot of the last few years, along with some other very powerful tools. But I love to share human design, and I just love when things can be unlocked for people. Recently I did some coaching with a couple of generators, which is the most common type. One was a generator and one was a manifesting generator. And actually, both of those people contacted me today and said, thank you so much. And were each inspired to very high levels of creativity. And they said, thank you for your input. You've helped me to unlock this energy in me. And that's so perfect for the relationship with a generator and a projector, because I am here to be a guide to other people when it's in alignment. And, generators are here to express that life force energy. And it was just very interesting that it came out in that creative way. One was a song and the other was a piece of art. And it was really cool to see both of those high-level creativity expressed by those generators. Anyways, that's it for now. I will be in touch. Thanks again for watching. Sending love. Over and out.